Chad Palumbo, as we just told you, the preseason midfielder of the year nationally, is the opening faceoff controlled by the Nittany Lions. And we're underway, Dave. We talked to both coaches, and okay, do you want to have 2 games under your belt or?
Of 2026, some early season jitters for the Tigers, not unexpected.
Luke Wallstrom carries behind the cage. Cooper Miller, defensive midfielder, as Wallstrom comes topside, turns the corner, and gets the Nittany Lions on the scoreboard.
Exactly what you want to see if you're Penn State, is taking an early lead. Just like I was saying, take the experience, try to get an early shot on a cold goalie that hasn't.
Junior out of Ambler, Pennsylvania, up top. Hunter Aquino, all 6'5" of them, dodging downhill, goes low, and it's 2-0 Penn State. Hattie stops 6'5", 210 with a head of steam.
You're going to have to slide early, and then you're going to have to replace on the backside. The help's got to be there, too. Princeton tries to slide to collide, but it's just too late. Aquino uses the turf to his advantage, and Penn State goes up 2-0. Princeton's got to get a possess. Or offense is your best defense.
Kyle Lehman swings it topside, and it's intercepted. Here come the Tigers running the other way. Couple of two-sport athletes. We talked about Cooper Miller.
Kabiri is going to solidify himself as one of the best set shooters in college lacrosse this year.
Tucker Wade out of the box. Tigers get one back.
Tucker Wade always seems to get Princeton off to a hot start. We talk about Chad Palumbo, the preseason midfielder of the year, and that leaves 19 with an open lane down the middle of the field, and a high percentage shot goes through for the Tigers to get them on the board for the first time.
Strong was the Ivy Rookie of the Year, and now he's got it behind the cage. Chad Palumbo, the midfielder, inverting for the orange and black, comes topside. Stick checked away from behind, and pursuing and getting it is Preston Hawkins.
Yeah, don't be surprised to see Chad Palumbo behind the cage. He was a high school attackman, as many of these fabulous offensive players.
Junior. Lehman defended by Finn Fox, and the 2 new starters on defense. That's a situation to monitor for the Tigers. Shot clock winding down. Here's Considine, goes top shelf and beats Croddick. Penn State gets the 2-goal lead back. Considine second as a Nittany Lion.
Tremendous take to get inside. Take a look here. Goes towards goal line extended, switches to the left hand, avoids the goal mouth, the crease, all that, beats Croddick before he lands. Clean goal, no question about it.
Short stick matchup.
Step on offense. They just look like they're 3 games into their season.
Aquino against Spees, gets it up top. Lehman split dodge, top shelf, and the Nittany Lions have an early 4-1 lead. 4th different goal scorer for Penn State here in the first quarter.
And a crafty goal for the junior. Split dodge up top. Could have been a penalty around the head here. Take a look again. Stick gets a little bit high, and he crosses it over and beats Croddick top.
Aquino against Kistler. That's the matchup we expected to see. Actually, that's Stahl still. 10 on the shot clock. Let's see what they do. There's a shot, and finally a clean save. And Princeton trouble clearing it. Iantuano, the freshman, scoops up the ground ball, bounces it home. And the Nittany Lions have an early 4-goal lead.
Iantuano takes advantage of the pass by Croddick into traffic. Croddick would love to have that pass back. That is not the clearing pass Princeton needs, and they're going to need a timeout. Down 4 to the Penn State Nittany Lions. Well, you're going to see, you talk about strength of schedule, Princeton's schedule coming up with Maryland and Syracuse. Penn State has loaded the out-of-conference schedule as well between the Ivy League and the...
More on attack. Ontario native who was on the All-Big Ten freshman team last year, missed the first game, coming back from an off-season injury.
I mean, this is the perfect formula for Penn State early in this game. Dominate possession, keep the ball away from the Princeton offense, and keep on scoring.
Wallstrom for the second time starts below goal line extended, comes topside, turns the corner and beats Krodek. 5-goal lead for Penn State here on the road.
And the other part, as we talked about, a young defense, relatively speaking, for Princeton. The slide is just not there. He beats him pretty early. The slide has got to be there. There's got to be some traffic. There's got to.
Mark Waters. Second game in a Penn State uniform. The transfer takes some contact and lands in the crease. It's go as a short stick matchup. Let's see if he goes to work. Kabiri, battle between the two number twos. Topside, feet out in front, looking for Palumbo. It was knifed down. Wade comes away with it, and the Tigers will reset, but it's checked away. Wow. It's going back the other way. Checked away from behind by Ross.
Great trail check by Ross. A nifty behind.
Princeton Tigers. Haven't really heard from Aquino outside of that goal that opened the scoring. Flag comes in. First penalty of the day coming up. It'll be against Princeton. So Slash the call. Owen Fisher, the culprit, the junior defensive midfielder from Maryland.
So a full 60-second man up that matches the time left in the quarter for Penn.
It was 2-0 Nittany Lions. Wade got one back on the Tigers' first settled possession, and since then it's been all Penn State. Tried the pass through traffic. Princeton knifed it down, but it ends up in the back of the cage, and let's see who gets credit for this one. 21, Luke Wallstrom was in the vicinity.
Your stick up in the passing lane, and that's just bad luck for the Princeton Tigers.
So trying to give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt there.
I had a good angle on that one. I saw what he was going for, and
maybe he played a lot of pinball growing up.
Yeah, exactly.
Princeton with a much-needed face-off win, as that'll put us back at 6-on-6. And then some contact at the other end, and a timeout for the Nittany Lions. 15 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Princeton out of the timeout. Chad Palumbo behind the back feed. Burns out in front. Kabiri can't keep it in bounds, and it's going back the other way.
And, you know, the look is good, but at the end of the day, that one almost gets through as the quarter comes to an end.
Played midfield, now slides in on that lefty attack spot. Burns extra pass. Kabiri top shelf stings it. Those two have been playing together since high school, and you can tell the chemistry they have.
Yeah, they started together at Georgetown Prep and then started from day one here as Princeton Tigers, and this is what Kabiri does so well. And basically, he had to kind of share the set shooter role with Coulter Matters.
Historically, at least recently, have played a lot of high-scoring affairs. Shot still 14-4 in favor of the Nittany Lions. Pass through traffic, back across midfield for Kabiri and Penn State. Out of the game's opening goal have effectively taken out of the equation.
And give Krodek some outside shots to see. So make sure the crease is covered. No easy goals. Try to get Krodek into a rhythm.
Stepping into that one, Aquino on the left side, and an easy save for Krodek. Just
one guy, great distribution.
Nate Kabiri being jostled from behind by Ross. It's a fun matchup to watch. Here's Reynolds, and the freshman, no, didn't get the Tigers back on the board. Side of the cage, clean release downfield for Hawkins. A hall where the entire building's just kind of wrapped in a white tarp, so that's a terrible background against that white ball. And top it off against a Colgate team that was the 4th highest scoring offense in the country. Turning the corner and getting Penn State back on the scoreboard is Ian Twano, who's got his second. 4th of the season for the freshman from Maryland.
Great job by Ian Twano, taking advantage of the defender tripping over the back of the cage. Just a great job of realizing that Spieth had fallen, and then when he realized it, the quickness to get above goal line extended across midfield.
Shot easy the first quarter.
Yeah, so all things considered, you know, Princeton has totally changed the pace as that behind the back shot hits the side.
Fee over to Bonanno on attack, who's playing up top. Bonanno last year was quiet the first month of the season and then settled into the midfield. Rare, settled, patient possession by the Tigers. Tucker Wade rolling back left, loses his footing. Ball gets jarred free, and timeout Princeton.
Yeah, that one a little bit of contact, but the Turf Monsters bitten the Tigers a couple of times. They seem to be slipping and sliding all over class of 1952 field, so a smart time. And oh, by the way, Maryland in between.
Three teams we didn't talk about when we were just going over the standings in the preseason poll. Brown opening their season. They've got a 6-2 lead just before halftime. Yale going on the road to 11th ranked Army, and they're doubling up the Black Knights 6-3 as Penn State gets that one back.
An off-ball call, procedural, and Penn State.
We'll mention All-American. He had a great first season starting for Princeton.
Aquino's got the short stick matchup.
And some space as he attacks from the top of the box through traffic. Carragher slinged it inside arm, saved by Croddick. Penn State resets. There's a shot, and they go low for the goal. Michael Ferrone, the redshirt senior, gets into the scoring column, and it's the largest lead for the Nittany Lions.
Missed all of last year with an injury, and I was watching him in pregame warm-ups, as I said earlier, and he's got a smooth shot. And the greatest part is the timing. Croddick was outside of the cage trying to save, and I think that not only might get one on the scoreboard, but sends a message to his team about how they need to play lacrosse.
Dunphy, short stick over to Kabiri, somehow found the angle and sneaks it in for a Princeton goal. Second of the day, and the Tigers' third goal comes with 28 seconds to go here in the first half.
Beautiful quick stick by Kabiri, climbs the ladder a little bit. You see Dunphy throws it across the cage, and didn't take much for Kabiri to get his second goal of the day. A big one for Princeton as they look to eat into this lead before halftime.
With 5 on the clock, he's got to go. Palumbo left side, fires out in front, looking for Burns, and never got there. And the first half comes to an end.
All Penn State in this first half, losing the one-on-one battles on the dodge, and the slide is just not there early enough, and Penn State has cashed in. Those things have to change.
Violation on the face-off on Baldwin, so it'll be pretty late in that second quarter.
Yeah, I look at Palumbo, again, not just about his skill, but as a captain, as a leader, what he did against UNC last year, really putting his body on the line to score at UNC, that changed the season for Princeton. And if Chad Palumbo can kind of run into people, put his body on the line.
Get out of the gate, and then the goal by Wade, and then a 5-0 run for the Nittany Lions. And they've been in control since. Penn State turns it over. Here's Spees. He has it jousted away. Kistler trying to corral in the corner.
Great job by Kistler. Great pursuit by...
Off to Chad Palumbo out of the box and then curl off to the sideline. Chad Palumbo finally gets free, and the shot right into the chest of Hawkins. Comes out topside, scooped up by Keenan on defense.
Great job by Hawkins.
Patrick Keenan, the lone first-year starter on defense for Penn State. Hawkins had a quiet first half. Just 2 saves over the first 30 minutes. They'd love to get him some confidence. That was one of the question marks. Who would the goalie be after they graduated 3-year starter All-American Jack Frassian, Big Ten Specialist of the Year 2 years ago. Hawkins got the opening day start, got pulled early on after allowing 4 goals on the first 5 Colgate shots, but they put him right back out there. Downhill dodge, and there's Aquino once again, who opened the scoring back in the first quarter, and he gets Penn State up 10-3.
Great job by Aquino of just taking what the defense gives him, which is really a clear lane towards the crease. You cannot let 6'5", 205 run without contact right in front of him. Stick checks to the side, that's not going to do it, and you can... Good volume of them. Keep the freshman goaltender on his toes. What a stick check against Kabiri. A clean takeaway there. It was Alex Ross.
Third cause turnover by the All-American Alex Ross, senior out of Davidsonville, Maryland. Wow. Kyle Lehman, the junior out of Ambler, Pennsylvania. Now here's Robertson. Back up top, Robertson gives it up, gets it back. I don't know if Croddick ever saw it, but he made the save.
Yeah, right now.
Shot clock, Tucker Wade against Leary. Tried to roll it low, easy save by Hawkins. Tougher save on the putback by Burns.
What a sequence by the freshman in the cage.
Pile of humanity to the right of the Penn State net, and it's going to stay with Princeton.
Take a look here. The second save is
shy of 14 goals per game. That was 7th best in the nation. They graduated one starter now. Asterisk there, it was Coulter Mackesy, who was the number 4 PLL draft pick and the Tigers' career goal scorer. We've seen that before. Nate Kabiri connecting with Colin Burns, and the Tigers finally back on the scoreboard here in the second half.
Well, Cody, normally we say that in jest, right? That Burns and Kabiri have been playing together since middle school. But as the rest of this offense still clearly needs to find their chemistry.
Really interesting, right? Was an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator during his time at Rutgers. Kabiri and Burns both behind the cage. Now Burns back to Kabiri. Up top, Palumbo. Let's see if he goes to work.
Early slide, beautifully done by Penn State, and they force the turnover. What a job by the defense. They earned that.
Got 3 bodies on Chad Palumbo, and now Penn State off to the races.
Got numbers, they'll philosophy about the ride, right? Either you do or you don't ride, right? Is the substitution more important, given that most clears are successful anyway? At Penn State today, they've gotten their substitutions done, but they've also been relentless.
Out in front, bouncer, sticked aside by Croddick, but scooped up by Iantuano. His stick work's been impressive this afternoon. Robertson on the dodge, pass through traffic. Bouncer with 6 seconds on the game clock, 1 second on the shot clock.
Should just roll it into the corner.
And they will. Clock never started.
Clock never started.
Huh.
I don't know if he held it in his stick longer than a second, but doesn't matter.
Thrown the length of the field. They can't connect with Kabiri as the third. Had a 2-0 lead. Princeton got a goal by Wade, and then a 5-0 run by the Nittany Lions has really put this one out of reach. Face-off win by the Tigers, able to corral it on the far sideline. That's Finn Fox.
That's in the back.
Croddick gets smashed into, and the flag comes, the whistle comes as they tried to go to the cage. This will be just the second penalty of the contest.
Is it a push with possession 30 seconds? Was it a cross check a minute? It's going to be an interesting call.
So blue, 23, push with possession, 30 seconds, we said 80, free clear.
Push with possession, Hunter Aquino.
So 30 seconds. Keep an eye on Kabiri. He's going to move inside to out, and Palumbo gets his.
Patient on the man up for the Tigers, and Chad Palumbo finally checking into the scoring column, and Princeton back within 5.
And you saw Coulter Mackesy. He likes a lefty shot from that side of the field. We saw that, I don't know, 100,000 times.
Lefty shot, time, space, drop down a little bit.
I mean, there should be a plaque on that little square footage. I mean, just an absolute beast at the face-off X.
That was pretty early in his high school career, too, wasn't it?
I know.
Penn State doubling up Princeton, but that pass intercepted by Hunter Spees. Finn Fox will look to clear. He'll get it back to Ryan. True freshman Preston Hawkins.
I mean, it's tough to say who's been best on the defensive side of the ball. You could say it's Alex Ross on close defense, but it's tough to surpass what Hawkins has done as Bonanno gets on the board.
Back-to-back goals for the Tigers, and that 7-goal deficit all of a sudden whittled down to 4. It's a 10-6 contest. Bonanno's got his first of the day.
And you love the celebration. 3 goals since that first quarter, which was the first quarter, obviously, of their season, and they've settled in.
Pass out in front. Fisher steps in front, scoops it up cleanly, trying to win the foot race across midfield, and does.
Really nice job of keeping his head on a swivel, understanding he was in hot pursuit as Palumbo takes it in.
Palumbo feathered into the crease, and now back to Palumbo. Couldn't get the hands free, and the Tigers turn it over again.
Palumbo actually went behind the head, which is where the defender and the captain, like I said, there's more than just the points on the board. They're showing people how to play with the sense of urgency. I talked earlier in the game about the balance of patience and sense of urgency when you're down big. Well, now there's no patience. There's just sense of urgency.
Considine had it stripped away by Tucker Wade. Back to work. Swim dodge, goes low and scores. 3 in a row for the orange and black, and all of a sudden it's a 3-goal contest. Second of the day for Tucker Wade.
All right, that's the one where I think you start seeing the fans on their feet, and you really start to say this is a new ball game, right? 3 in a row, you're getting the belief, you're getting the momentum. Tucker Wade with good patience, he avoids.
Iantuano, the freshman, already with 2 goals today, hangs on. Iantuano gets the screen below goal line extended, comes topside, up top. Aquino can't handle it cleanly. Kistler jousting at him, but he'll carry it into the midfield with 5 to shoot. Penn State's got to get a shot off, or Carragher can't get the hands free. With 1 second on the shot clock, goes top shelf and scores. What an individual effort by Patrick Carragher to get one back.
Princeton did a great job defensively for 79 seconds. And even here, you thought, no way. And he beats Croddick high to high. And that erases so much momentum for the Tigers, because look at how Penn State reacts. You wonder if this is a breakout type of season for him with his size and ability.
21 Carson Kramer, 6'5", 245 out of Washington State. Stick lifted, and that one floats into the cross of the netminder Hawkins. Pass elevated nearly out of bounds, but Wallstrom able to pull it down. Defended by Cooper Miller. Now here's Aquino, gets free, turns the corner, comes topside, and somehow finds some daylight to beat Croddick. Hat trick for Hunter Aquino, the sophomore out of Easton, Pennsylvania.
What an answer by Penn State with 2 quick goals after the run by Princeton. And it doesn't take much for 6'5" to get above goal line extended. He goes backwards, and I guess it's a beach day here in New Jersey as he swims towards midfield.
The clear.
And you got to think if Penn State can cash in on this possession, that could be it, but Princeton gets it.
Knife down by Spees, right to Kabiri. Under 5 minutes to go, 5-goal game. There's Wade, lets it fly. Long rebound off the Hawkins save.
Hawkins does a really good job of seeing the ball with how the schedule has changed.
Here's Considine. Flips it in, shot on the move, and that'll probably do it from Liam Matthews with a tough angle.
How about the accuracy from Liam Matthews? I've seen it a couple times today. Look at the nifty stick work. Switches it, shoots with the left hand, but really over the right shoulder. Perfectly placed to the lower right corner. Croddick cannot keep up. Croddick, a right-handed goaltender, that's the hardest save. Say if we had that back, it's a completely different ballgame.
Yeah, since the start of the second quarter, Princeton's outscored Penn State by 1, but the Nittany Lions out of the gate a 7-1 advantage through 15 minutes. Out in front, they drew the pipe. That was Dunphy. Another good opportunity, and the Tigers, it's just been that kind of a day to open up their 2026 campaign.
Yeah, just a couple of seconds between the game clock and the shot clock. That'll count as a shot with Penn State with the backup.
Penn State can toss it into the corner with the shot clock winding down. It'll go back to Princeton. 10 seconds to go, looking to connect to Kabiri. Pass out into space, and that'll do it here on Sherrod Fields. Penn State jumped out to a 7-1 advantage. Princeton cut it to 3, but the Nittany Lions come on the road, avenge that loss from last year out at State College.